Hi, this is Joe and welcome back to the shop. This is the third video on the milling machine restoration project. I have some clean strip metal prep, and I'm going to do like a 15-minute soak here. This is the pulley that is mounted to the motor, and we're just going to do a little metal prepping on this, and then we're going to clean it, wipe it down with some acetone, and then we're going to start spray painting with some primer and then with some color, probably a gloss black or semi-gloss black on this pulley. So this series of video, we're going to start in on paint prepping and doing a little painting on both the motor and the mill head. Starting out first with priming, and then we probably won't do the color on the mill head till after we get it mounted on the mill. I don't want to risk scratching it up or messing with the paint till it fully cures. So this will be first part. And now, as I progress through paint preparation, I'll show you some more clips. Okay, the pulley's been metal prepped. It's been washed with fresh water. We wiped it down with acetone. Before you handle it, make sure your hands are gloved with latex or nitrile gloves. You want to keep on wiping with acetone until you have no traces of grease or dirt. And again, you do not want to touch the bare metal with your hands, because your hands leave an oily film on there and the paint will not stick. So I'm going to keep on wiping this. I'm going to be spraying this with the Rust-Oleum Professional Primer and then a Rust-Oleum Gloss Black. We have the first coat of primer on. We're going to let this flash off for maybe 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to shoot another coat of primer. According to the instructions, you can put on a couple coats of primer, let it flash for a bit, and then you can start shooting the top coat. In this case, we'll start shooting the top coat. Then I'm going to let it cure overnight, and then I'll flip it over upside down, wipe everything down with acetone, and then we'll repeat the same procedures on the top side of the pulley. So we have 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of the gloss black. Again, this is the Rust-Oleum Professional line. I'm now going to let it cure overnight, probably around 24 hours. Flip it over and then paint the other side and let it set a good several days or longer before I install it. I found that the Professional line of paint, when it does cure fully, it's pretty hard, but if you mess with it before it's fully cured, it chips pretty easy. I've started to prime the motor. I'm not going to prime and paint the entire motor. I'm going to try to reserve and paint everything at one time, but I want to mount the motor on the head in the motor mount. And also, I want to paint just the base where it's going to mount into the head, and I'm also going to paint the area on the milling head in that same area. That way, I don't have to remove the motor again when I get around to painting the entire mill. Decided to hand brush the motor, as I do not want to get any overspray in the motor windings. So I'm trying to be very careful with that. Let's go take a look at the head, and I'll show you what areas I'm going to be painting up there as well. Here's the motor mount area. I'll be painting on the inside of this motor mount area only. Again, I want to mount the motor, and that way I won't have to pull the motor off when I want to do the entire mill painting. So I'll be priming and painting that. I also want to get up here and put a little Scotch-Brite on the dovetail and the ways. They're a little rusty, so I'll clean that up, wipe that down. Here's the motor mount after a couple coats of primer. Let me climb up the ladder a little bit more, and I'll show you from the top. Here's from the top view. I'm going to come in and put 2 coats of gray on the motor mount, and I'm going to keep this video rather short this time. So hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for part 4.